Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going deeper into the mysterious world of Ketu, the south node of the moon. Ketu isn't a planet of form. He's a shadow, a whisper from your past lives, a trace of karma already lived. He doesn't give you desire. He detaches you from it. Ketu doesn't say, go get it. He asks, haven't you already had it? And to understand why, we go back to the beginning. In the ancient Vedic story of the churning of the ocean, the Samudra Manthan, the gods and demons came together to retrieve the nectar of immortality. Disguised among them was a shadowy being named Swarbhanu. As Vishnu, in his form as Mohini, distributed the nectar only to the gods, Swarbhanu slipped in and drank. The sun and moon noticed and called him out. In a flash, Vishnu beheaded him with his Sudarshan chakra. But it was too late. The nectar had touched him. His head became Rahu, the endless craving for more. He was now the seeker, the addict, the ambitious force that pulls us toward future karma, always hungry for experience. Rahu became the shadow of obsession, the part of you that reaches, desires, overindulges. He is the illusion of becoming more, the hunger that never feels full. Wherever Rahu sits in your chart, you're trying to grow, but you may also lose yourself chasing what you don't yet understand. And his body became Ketu, the detachment that follows fulfillment. Ketu has no eyes to desire, no mouth to speak, no mind to attach, only memory, only movement. He became the headless sage, the spirit who walks without seeking, the one who doesn't long for the world because he's already lived through it. While Rahu reaches, Ketu releases. Where he sits in your chart, you're already seasoned, but you're also ready to let go. That house is where you may feel empty, indifferent, or strangely wise. Like a place you've been before and don't need to return. If Ketu is in your first house, you may feel disconnected from identity. You've played many roles before. This life isn't about the self, it's about the soul. Picture someone who seems invisible in a crowd, but deeply aware. They don't chase attention because they've already worn every mask. Ketu in the first teaches, who you are isn't as important as who you're becoming. If Ketu is in your second house, you've had wealth before. Security doesn't satisfy you anymore. This lifetime, value must come from something intangible. Think of someone who earns well but feels detached from money. They might give freely or reject materialism entirely. Ketu in the second teaches, your worth isn't in what you keep. It's in what you let go. If Ketu is in your third house, your words feel tired. You've been the speaker, the writer, the persuader. Now communication must come from silence. Imagine someone who knows many languages, but prefers stillness. They speak with depth, not noise. Ketu in the third says, every message doesn't need words. Some truths are felt. If Ketu is in your fourth house, you've lived through family karma. Home may feel unfamiliar or burdensome. Your soul craves detachment from ancestral cycles. Picture someone who loves their family, but feels like a visitor in their own home. Ketu in the fourth teaches, belonging is not always where you were born. Sometimes it's where you're going. If Ketu is in your fifth house, you've been the artist, the lover, the performer. Now joy must be quiet, sacred, unbroadcast. Think of someone who creates in solitude, loves without drama, and doesn't need the stage. Ketu in the fifth whispers, create not to be seen, but to remember who you are. If Ketu is in your sixth house, you've served, sacrificed, and systemized before. Work feels draining. Illness may awaken spiritual depth. Imagine someone who works hard, but feels like they're repeating old karma. They long to heal, not just others, but patterns. Ketu in the sixth says, your service now is spiritual, not mechanical. If Ketu is in your seventh house, relationships feel karmic. You attract partners from the past, but attachment doesn't satisfy. Picture someone who keeps meeting familiar souls in new faces. The love feels deep, but hard to hold. Ketu in the seventh teaches, union is sacred, but not always meant to last. If Ketu is in your eighth house, you've danced with death, power, and mystery before. Now, transformation must come through surrender. Think of someone drawn to mysticism, but resistant to control. They don't fear endings, but fear losing their detachment. Ketu in the eighth says, true power is release, not resistance. If Ketu is in your ninth house, you've studied belief systems across lifetimes. This life isn't about dogma. It's about direct experience. Imagine someone who respects religion but walks their own path. Their truth is internal, their faith, intuitive. Ketu in the ninth teaches, You've known the map. Now walk the mystery. If Ketu is in your 10th house, public roles feel hollow. Status is unappealing. You've had recognition before. Now you seek authenticity. Picture someone who's admired but indifferent. They work best when unseen. Ketu in the 10th teaches, your soul isn't here to perform. It's here to practice presence. If Ketu is in your 11th house, the crowd doesn't comfort you. You've been the leader, the revolutionary. Now you long for solitude within the collective. Think of someone who influences many, but feels lonely in the spotlight. They seek truth, not trend. Ketu in the 11th says, impact isn't about audience. It's about alignment. If Ketu is in your 12th house, you are no stranger to the invisible. Dreams, past lives, and spiritual service guide you. But isolation can either heal you or haunt you. Imagine someone who communes with the divine but forgets the body. They seek escape, but must learn embodiment. Ketu in the 12th teaches, freedom isn't floating. It's grounding your soul. Ketu doesn't ask you to strive. He asks you to surrender. He doesn't want you to gain more. He wants you to remember what you no longer need. He doesn't promise success. He promises liberation. But Ketu doesn't just drift in the chart. He dissolves. He strips identity down to its silence. And in that silence is where your soul starts to speak. Ketu's sign reveals the disguise your detachment wears. In Aries, he lets go of ego. In Leo, he releases the need to be adored. In Gemini, he's tired of talking. In Pisces, even the dream fades. Each sign tells you not just what you're done with, but how you used to grasp it. And Ketu is never alone. He moves opposite Rahu. Rahu reaches. Ketu remembers. While Rahu drags you into the unfamiliar, Ketu frees you from the overfamiliar. The axis they form is your evolutionary seesaw. One teaches craving, the other, completion. Ketu also carries past life echoes. His placement can reveal where your soul was overtrained, overtested, or overwhelmed. You may find gifts that feel ancient, but uninteresting, because you didn't come to prove them again. You came to release them. He is a moksha planet, a gatekeeper of liberation. In Vedic astrology, Ketu's disinterest isn't apathy. It's awakening. He shows you where to step away from illusion, not to lose joy, but to find truth. And in love, Ketu in synastry reveals soul contracts. When his shadow touches someone's planet, you may feel instant familiarity or spiritual aloofness. When your Ketu meets their moon, you feel like you've known them forever. But do they anchor you or unravel you? Still, Ketu's shadow isn't always sacred. He can become apathy, numbness, a spiritual bypass that avoids reality in the name of detachment. An ungrounded Ketu doesn't liberate. He floats, and floating isn't freedom. It's forgetting how to walk. So what's the lesson? Ketu is your karmic release, your spiritual gift, your unseen mastery. He doesn't make you hungry. He shows you what you've already digested. If Ketu touches the moon, emotions detach. If he joins Venus, love becomes impersonal. If he meets Mercury, thoughts transcend logic. Don't fear your Ketu. Listen to him. His silence holds your soul's history. If this resonated, tell us where Ketu sits in your chart. What have you outgrown? What are you ready to release? And if this video brought clarity, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, stay light, stay free, and let the past dissolve behind you.